All right, folks, take a quick look here at XRP. Just double checking some important factors here, trying to try to keep this one brief, just so you understand specifically where we're at. From the macro structure, this is a daily time frame. You can see that area of control, that point of control at 221. That's the area we want to close above to have confidence in taking a long position. Yes, we have closed above, or we're tentatively closing above the 20-day SMA. A lot of folks take premature trades at that point and get wrecked because we could very well see the price pull back still based on us not being above that macro trend. We also want to recognize too that the RSI itself is still under 50. That's generally construed as a bearish sign when you're under 50, and the money flow index is, while it's still above, it's very positive. We haven't broken bullish yet. Okay, so please, please, please try not to get too crazy with longs just yet. Let's take a quick look at the comparative analysis here between Bitcoin and XRP. We can see XRP is ranging quite well, and Bitcoin is essentially establishing higher highs and higher lows. So you could argue that Bitcoin is outperforming XRP, but it really depends on how you zoom in. The key takeaway here is they're very similar in behavior, and to me that tells me there's a lot of synonymous behavior between these coins. And if Bitcoin pulls back, XRP will too. Right? It's not going to go to the moon just because it's your favorite coin. That's not how trading works. How trading works is understanding the correlation between altcoins and Bitcoin and knowing which when to take a trade and when not to. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, right? And at this point, the concept remains the same. Consider being careful and taking a long position at our key level resistance range. We're going to see a lot of open interest between 215 and 220. I've spoke previously about 205 to 210 being a good consideration for a long. If we were to see that, that would still put us in a bullish type of structure, but also a lower high pattern, which could be actually positive if Bitcoin were to hold its 90K range. Now, I'm under the impression Bitcoin might pull back by a small margin today, and if that were to happen, you can expect the same for XRP. Liquidation delta is at 400 million. It's not really too high for this coin, but there is liquidation above the price, right? So you can never outrule this. You can always got to factor this in. This is manipulation, folks. Whales, essentially Bitcoin whales, whatever. They're going to try to sweep these levels. Bitcoin has a chunk of liquidation above too. So all these things kind of compounding together leads me to believe we're probably going to see a short-term push or a squeeze through shorts up to 225, maybe even 230. I just don't think it's advantageous to consider taking a long at this exact moment when Bitcoin is on the retrace and still more likely than not to pull back, right? So taking a look here at XRP on the 4-hour, just to clarify here, we're also overextended with a 9 on T sequential, kind of letting us know we've been running for 36 hours in the same direction into this key level resistance range. So a lot of this stuff above us and fair value below us, it should pull back a little bit. Right? That's kind of what should happen. Now, if you've been trading crypto for any length of time, you'll know what should happen rarely does. So you can almost bet the opposite of everything I just told you today, and that's going to work out better. Anyways, that's kind of how it goes. I'm being sarcastic in little ways, but we have a lot of conflicting stuff, right? We've got liquidation above the price telling us we're going to squeeze to the upside. We got fair value below the price telling us we're going to pull back, and we got a lot of macro divergences. I think the overall trend here is until we break the larger trend line and we're over that 220 mark for like 2 or 3 days, maybe even a week, that's when we maybe want to consider taking long. Okay, and those are my thoughts again. It's never always 100%, but I can tell you what, XRP is a unique beast here to trade. And for the most part, for right now, less is more. That's kind of the concept. So hope that makes sense and you fare well with your trading. Don't forget to join us over on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. Links down below for that. And obviously join us with our some of our promotions here with Bitunix. That's a new promotion here, December 5th through the 5th of January. Really awesome rewards there with an iPhone. And then obviously too, we've got our crypto cash premium sale too, 25 days of Christmas. Take advantage, folks. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.